Hey guys, what's up? Just want to talk about the MICTUNING 12 Gang switch panel that I got off of Amazon. You've probably seen these around. These are actually a couple brands make these now. I don't remember the other one, but this is the MICTUNING version of the 12 switch with the remote relay box, the 12 switch switch panel. But I'll show you what's going on here. I actually mounted this switch panel on the inside, obviously, and then I have this custom plate I made. This whole truck is gutted, so it's basically just something I go wheeling in. So there's really bare minimum on the inside, except for, there's some sound insulation. Except on that side, I haven't finished it. But there's a plate I made that's custom. It's holding the switch panel in the front, and then I have a couple accessories in the rear. Some it's an intercom, and then I have a radio right there. But this, if I were to turn this on, the two fans are on. I have it wired in basically straight to the battery, so when you turn the ignition on, it does not turn this on. You have to do it manually. But I have currently hooked up the two fans, and then if you turn that off, it obviously will remember what your last memory was for what you had on. And then your basic RGB, your selectable colors, and then you can change the level of brightness. But for right now, what I have hooked up is my air compressor. And if you guys want to know more about my air compressor, it's an engine-driven air compressor, York 210. I got the kit from Little Shop MFG for the LS trucks. And then I have this is a converted, used to be a two-wheel drive, so it's converted. So it'll have the front diff actuator, rear locker, air locker, front locker, two fans, chase light hasn't been installed. Here's the radio, and that's for the intercom. And then there's just kind of three leftover options. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a front light bar, like right here, but then I haven't really figured out what are the two ones I really need to do. But let me show you what's going on up here. Okay, so here's what's going on in the switch panel. You have fuses and your terminal blocks on each side, your ground wire and your power cable, which mine runs down and then goes back up and around, and then my ground cable actually grounds to engine ground, and then I have wires going over to my my accessories, and then the incoming wire right here is the wire from the switch panel, and then you have that little switch on the bottom, and then the little white connector, 2-pin connector next to it. That's the accessory option for the ignition. And then if you wire that up, you just flip that over to accessory, and then when you turn the ignition on, the switch panel will power up. So this whole thing is sealed. You see this black stuff right here? That's a potting. It's like an epoxy, and basically what would happen if any internal components fail, like one of these transistors, because these aren't traditional mechanical relays. If any transistor fails, it would have to basically you have to get a replacement. And that was one of the things I was worried about, because I had a buddy of mine have one of these, and it was on a boat, and one of the something internally failed, but luckily he got a replacement, and that has actually worked from him ever since. And so I actually tried to get one for myself and give it a shot, and I've actually run this for a long time. If you can't tell, because it's pretty dirty, but this has been working out pretty well. I've subjected this to a lot of abuse, a lot of vibrations, and I've had no issues with it. I actually ran this cable, bundled up so it was left. I ran it down and then up through a boot right there, and I just made a little tiny slit in that boot at the top, and then fed the wire through it and kept it sealed. That's how I kept from having to drill a hole through the firewall. But yeah, so far, and actually here's the other side of the lid, and there's some extra fuses. I couldn't tell you what style of fuses they are, but you get a couple extra. AutoZone or any auto parts store will have spares for you. But so far, enjoy using this thing. It's been great to me. I have yet to obviously fully utilize all of the connections. And I know one update they made from the previous version is you don't actually have to wire in the ground. You only, sometimes you just see how I only have the positive. You don't have to fully wire in a ground. You can just use chassis ground. So I think that means that would be called positive switching instead of negative switching, where it needs a ground in order to switch. So that was an update I believe another reviewer had, and they implemented it, which was really cool because it sounds like they are listening to their customers' feedback. But if you guys have any questions or comments, do let me know.